Okay, so a concept to work on is dropping into the ground. All right, so that's what we're going to think about when we're making the kata. And I'm going to do the first move, and then we're going to build.
Okay.
So somebody comes in to attack. Obviously, we have to draw. Well, I mean, there are other things you can do, but we're going to draw. They're coming. Showman. I drop down into the blade. I turn it upside down. Press into the ground, which allows me to bounce upward, draw, cutting up. So the blade is in an angle you're probably not used to.
Pointed upward. Okay.
Because it is in your saya.
Yeah.
You turn it upside down. This is not,
Yeah.
It's not a normal draw. It's an unexpected thing. You push into the ground and let it push up your leg, up your arm. And you're either trying to cut under their wrist or stop them from coming down.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
So we're dropping at the beginning, and then we learn that we can drop even further down into our leg as we draw, and that it bounces. You push, like you go far enough down, it starts to bounce back up you.
Okay.
But you don't go up.
Yeah. Oh.
Right? Your body does not go up.
Your body does not go up. Okay.
You sink. This whole time it's sinking, and this upward is because it bounces, even though you're trying to go down.
Oh, Moana, you're gonna get knocked. Can you take your pine cone elsewhere? Sorry.
Your pine cone elsewhere.
I can't. I'm sorry.
So, are you extending down through your leg as you cut up?
Yes. So if I
Okay.
over-exaggerate, right? This leg goes down, which pushes up my back. Because it's only so far your leg, only so far you can actually go into the ground.
Yeah.
So eventually the force that you're pressing down comes back up.
Okay.
But
Got it.
it's different than turning and coming up, right? The heel doesn't come up in the way that we're doing it. Everything sinks in.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're not off balance, basically, because you're pushing into the ground.
Right. That makes sense.
All right. So that's step one. So what happens next, Kay?
What happens in step two? Okay, let's see.
They've been coming in. We tried to cut their wrist.
We're trying to cut the wrist. Oh, okay, so they're going to come around in here to try and cut me here.
So they're going to come off to our left.
Yes.
So what are you going to
Exactly. So I have to block. I don't know how a good block would be on that one, though.
How are they cutting? Where are they cutting you?
They're cutting me on my side. I got their wrist.
do? Or you trying to get their wrist? Yep.
Trying to get the wrist. As they come in, they're going to come and cut here because I'm open here. Right?
Okay.
I'm just, could be either side, but I'm making it this side.
Yep.
So, one thing would be, I'm one-handed like this. To step to the right and bring my sword down. So, down, up here,
Okay.
to the right. Can you see me? I don't know if you can see. I can't see the little box of me.
So you're doing...
You can make it show you. There's a setting.
Oh, now I'm showing something else. Okay.
So you
Does that
block-
make sense?
You've blocked up your right leg steps and your left leg follows, yes?
Correct. Yes, and my sword comes down. Yes, that looks about right. Actually, almost both feet together, but it would be right foot forward, yeah, and right handing.
And how do you, the concept that we're working on is dropping, right? So how do you integrate that?
The concept is what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Dropping. That's what we did the
Oh,
first step, right?
Dropping. Okay, sorry. True. Well, in here, in doing this, I'm dropping down with both feet. Kind of with both feet. You see, closer together. Yeah.
I have a dumb question.
Yep.
What did they start with? Which attack did they start with?
Showman. They're coming
We
in.
started with showman,
They're coming in to
and
attack.
now they're, yeah.
Before they come down, we go for their hand. And Kay is now saying that they step off to the side and cut, right? And they're coming in.
Okay.
So I'm going to catch their wrist again, basically, as they try to cut. Potentially or block, I'm not too sure.
Yes, pick one. This is your
Pick
step,
one?
Kay. What's
Okay,
happening?
probably a block.
Okay. So we draw. And in this, I learned that if I press further down, I can use that press to bounce forward.
Okay.
You're stepping off to the side,
Yeah.
locking, both feet coming together.
Yeah. Dropping.
And what do you learn?
What do I what?
So what have you learned about dropping from this?
What did I learn from dropping? Oh, because you said about the leg. That I'm ready to move easily. I can spring in any direction I want to from here.
But what about dropping have you learned?
Nothing, Gary. Nothing. Jeez.
Because the goal, the goal of the kata is to better understand dropping.
To understand why you're dropping?
No, to understand dropping. Just understand the
Understand
concept.
dropping. Okay, gotcha. Well, what I learned from here, I mean, I feel like what I'm learning from this is that I have energy to move somewhere. So it's allowing me to bend my knees and to be ready instead of stuck in a weird position. I'm very grounded, I'm very stable, I'm very balanced.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like he likes my answer, huh, Calvin?
I think what he wants is a movement that uses dropping, perhaps, or that helps you figure something new to do with dropping.
Something that, yeah, makes the concept, makes you understand something new about the concept.
So what do I understand new about dropping from this? That I'm balanced. But I guess I always knew that, right? So that doesn't count. Is that it?
So the idea is to grow the concept of dropping somehow.
Grow.
We're building a kata.
What are we building?
We're building a bear.
We're building a bear kata? What kind of bear?
A dropping bear. Alright, so we
I
start.
have to think about it still.
Hold on, I need to get my ankle.
There should be something new or interesting from the motion for you, basically.
Huh. I don't know.
I can offer medication.
Help me out. Help me out.
Sure.
Calvin.
So instead of stepping off to the side, I actually like just uh, bouncing, dropping off the back in order to slip to the front leg. And so as they cut, you actually block this way with the sword in front of you, so that your body's not in the way of the cut.
So, do that again. Let me see. Sorry, I'm on my iPad, so it's really small.
Right. So we start going for the wrist.
Yeah.
We're pretty much still grounded on the back leg.
Mhm.
As the strike comes for our left rib here, you drop further, as Gary was suggesting, to bounce into your front foot. So now you learn to drop, to change your weight by dropping, and you end up in this position,
So attacking the opposite side.
opposite side.
Because,
So
yeah,
now-
it was attacking on that side for K.
Oh, he was attacking the right side?
No, left side.
He was attacking the left side, right?
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
attacking the left side.
Then why would you step to the right?
You don't step, actually. There's no step. You shift.
Pivot.
No,
You
I'm
shift.
talking about K's. That's all. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, if they're attacking on my, they're attacking on my left side. I'm stepping to the right.
Correct.
yeah, because she's actually moving, so we can demonstrate.
No, I'm just saying, for you, it's attacking on the right. For K, it was attacking on the left.
No, for me, it's attacking on the left.
Yeah. For both of us, it's attacking on the left.
Yes.
And you move to the right.
All right, so here's variation one. So Ruth is just going to film it. I'll catch the wrist. And then she's going to swing around and attack my left. So what Kay suggested was to come off the line.
Yep.
Drop on
Yeah.
the
Or block the sword. Yeah.
is smaller. It's just
Ah, okay. You're going that way.
You thought I was going the other way, Barry?
No, I thought Calvin was going the other way.
other
No, he's
way.
going the same way I am.
But the other way, you'd stay on the back leg, right? The other way, I feel like the natural thing
No.
is to stay.
You can still bounce to the front if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, left leg's back.
I see. So that's more of a twist.
Yep.
Yeah, it's much more natural to just bounce to the front leg and be right behind the sword.
Cool.
Does that make
It does.
See, I like moving my leg out of the way, but that's just me.
So let's try it.
Oh, yeah. Let me see, Gary.
Right. So then, and what does that teach us about dropping? That's different.
It actually teaches you to use drop to change your weight.
Okay. From one leg to the other.
Also to quickly pivot your upper body while doing so. All right, Kay, back to you.
That's not fair. Shoot. Wait a minute. Isn't Ruth going to go in this one?
So
If you
I'm
want.
here. I'm giving you visual aid.
Hang on. Can't see
So
you.
we're
Okay. So you're here. Okay, and they're there. So now it's their turn, right? They're going to come with another attack, and you got to think of where that attack is coming. So I could see it as a yokoman to the right side of my neck.
Yep. Going in to the right. Oh, so I'd have to come up and strike the neck?
No. They're actually coming at you.
No. I'm the attacker. It's the attacker's turn.
Okay. Sorry.
So what does Calvin do in this situation?
You just did something.
You just did something. You did the block for the
Ruth is
attack.
doing it.
Yeah.
Ruth is doing
In K, so K is saying that from this block, the attacker blocks and goes for Yokoman.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm here.
So the attacker blocks? But this is sorry. This is hard. Alright, so from the top, I'm attacking Ruth.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm doing it.
The
Okay.
beginning is
Yes,
this
okay,
draw.
right.
So you turn the blade upside down, draw
Right.
forward,
Oh, wanna?
cutting the hand. Well, stopping the blade from coming
Oh, come
down,
on.
cutting the
Yeah,
wrist.
Pull it down.
And you hold it at bay.
Okay.
And then I come around here and draw
Yep.
here. So now it's the attacker's turn to move.
So if you,
So maybe the attacker in this case will maybe come around. Well, now
Right.
I'm just doing camp jump. I don't want
but I mean, that's what Kay's saying, is that you would then come under the blade,
Yeah.
locking
It's okay
in
to
Yoko.
come under the blade.
Yeah.
Oh, and strike her right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Strike her. Okay,
Yeah.
I got the.
And that's my move.
Keep coming underneath my sword. Hey, come on, get in there.
So you're now stepping back.
Yes. Okay, so it's actually Ruth's turn. It's not Kay's turn. Because Ruth
Yep.
already improvised it.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
So you're stepping back. No, that's fine.
Where were we?
Let's start coming this position.
Right.
Coming under.
You're stepping back. So, what does this teach us about the concept of dropping?
Well, I went from my weight being on my right foot here, and I dropped on into my back foot and buried.
Me?
You stepped
So-
also, didn't you,
So
originally?
I went from, I am on my right foot, so my weight is on the right here as he comes, and I just drop it to my back foot and turn.
I think our feet are getting backwards,
Yeah, mine are getting confused.
right?
Okay.
So,
So let's start from the beginning.
Oh, right here.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So from here, right foot forward, right? Well, we have them together.
the right drip,
Stop with the right foot.
and
We're
then
still waiting.
there's no step for the second.
Right.
They
Here,
come for here, for your
right.
right. So when you first did it, you stepped back.
Oh, I step back this way?
That's what you did the first time you did it.
Well, that's what she's saying is the next step. The next step, because the person's coming under and striking around, you step back.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
That's all.
Yeah,
So-
so I'm now dropping with the back foot and just turning the blade.
So what new thing does it teach us about dropping? The first, because you missed the beginning, the first part, we drop down, and if you keep dropping, it starts to push up your body. Because there's only so far you can press into the ground.
Right.
The second was that you can shift and drop to another part of your body, which would be the front leg.
Right.
So now this third one, what new thing does it teach us about dropping?
So for me, what I think about it is that since again my weight is on the front, if I drop, so if I start by dropping the pelvis here, I achieve this neutral position that makes it really easy for me to lift the front foot and drop back. If that makes sense.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
you were,
here. So if I'm here, there's no way I can walk backwards without first kind of realigning the body by going. So I'll open the front here. That allows me to drop into my back foot. That frees my front foot, and then I can shift.
so you're saying that the turn of the torso allows the drop then?
It's not just the turn of the torso because I really need, in order to get the weight distributed, if I just turn my torso, I still can't lift my front leg.
Okay,
But if I drop my tailbone and start turning the torso after I drop the tailbone, I can move my front leg to the back.
So, yeah, so I think it's almost like you're doing a squat.
Yes, that's right. Because then you redistribute the center goes from being here to being kind of now kind of this vertical line and then as you open the chest, turn, you can move the leg.
Okay, so if you drop, you can loosen the weight on a leg to move it for a concept, right?
Right.
All right, so now we're back to UK.
Ah,
Right. This is the position. This is the position.
okay, so I'm looking at your position here. I'm trying to see. And where is their blade? On the right or the left? They're on the
They
right
just
of me,
came
right?
for your right neck, and you blocked.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Well, then the next one would be is I drop into their neck and move forward.
Oh, so Nadia's gonna initiate for this one?
Yeah, so
What?
you're dropping onto the blade and turning, yes?
We're dropping around the blade, turning and coming in, yes. Right to their neck, under here. So like under their helmet or whatever.
Right, so you're trying, Kelvin, you're trying to flip the blade down
Yes.
and over and cut in.
And the dropping allows me to flip the blade over. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep, they're doing it. They're trying.
What?
Right,
But
so
that means I had 2 steps in a row.
Yeah, I know. Nadia's now initiating the next movement instead. We can. It's like.
Well, yeah, it's not necessarily a 1-2-1-2.
Right,
It's
right.
I blocked here, and now I can come right in and attack before they move. So I don't know, unless you want to go 1-1-1-1.
No, that's great. I just, I'm late to the game, so.
We like. We don't know what the rules are either.
I'm compromising and making up rules.
the rules are we're building a kata to study a concept. That's it.
Okay.
It was a great move, Helen.
To die on the spot.
No.
It just seems like it's right there, so it just makes sense.
I feel like that would be my. But it's Gary's turn, so I would rather let Gary.
So let's see, so they came here, I've turned the blade, I'm going for the neck. Since the back of the blade is to the side, I would step to my right and go for their leg.
Right and what?
To their leg. Go to
And
their
go
leg.
for their leg. So, let's here. Let's step to the right and go for the leg.
He switched his legs around.
Okay.
Maybe you should show what you're doing as uke. So you're in like this. You're in like.
So they've come in, they've cut, they've gone to the side. That didn't work. They've gone to this side, right?
Yep. And now they're coming for your neck.
And
On
the
top.
blade has been turned over. They're coming on this side.
Oh, the blade has been turned over.
Yeah.
I don't think we got the turned over blade part. Hold on. Let's try to turn the blade. So if I'm here and they get turned over. Oh, maybe like that.
So we're here. To turn the blade over, right? It flips as I go and step in.
So let's try that. So I'm here, and turn the blade over and
You come in and drop and
So-
turn the blade over as you come in towards
Right.
there.
you're doing it.
So what am I doing?
Okay, maybe we'll switch.
Okay.
So you're going to attack this side. Let's have you strike this side, and then I'm gonna do your drop. So you're gonna come around this side.
So
So you're come around. You're gonna come under and strike.
Under?
And strike this side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now I need to.
your left leg is forward and you pivot on it, right? Which turns your blade over, so the back of the blade is to them. And then you step in for the throat.
Yeah, but that doesn't really turn their blade.
It
Yeah.
it turns your blade.
It turns my blade a little
It
bit.
turns her blade, okay, like so.
Okay.
Right. And you're
So
trying to
now
come in.
It's maybe a dangerous move.
And now Gary says, what do you do? What
So
does-
now Ruth, you would step off to the right
Oh,
and cut for the leg. Because the back of
My weight actually right now is on my back foot, that it's my right foot. There's no way I can step to the right without shifting, and by that time Calvin gets so one thought I have from here,
Mhm.
can I do it? Is that from here, since it's on the back, is actually here again, dropping, shifting, and turning.
Oh.
let's see. They're coming in. Boom.
This is the problem of not having a partner.
They've come off to the side. I've come off to the other side. They turn. So yeah, I'm coming here. They turn and come in.
Right. So so you have all of your weight on the back side, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But if you drop and now
So,
cross
Like so,
your legs,
right, but
so right is in front, you can flip it.
I can also move from here. Like my back leg has weight, so if I drop my knee forward, I can come forward.
Okay, let me try. So you have your
let's
legs.
start with here, and then actually you're coming to the stripes. And then I'm gonna turn your blade. So,
Here, okay, so you're saying, so my,
So you
my,
book your
okay, so you're here.
yeah. And
Right.
cut down at the same time.
Right.
Ideally, trying to get in far enough to get his leg.
So here. So,
Yeah, you have shorter sticks, right? You're not using
Yeah, we're
a
using-
regular boken. You're using wakazashis or something?
Yeah,
Okay. So
Right,
with the boken, you could probably get the leg, right?
yes,
right, I'm going in the direction of the legs,
the
but yeah.
general.
so they're
Okay,
going for the leg, right? And that. So I haven't gotten to my part yet, but what that teaches us about the drop is that even when your weight is on something, if I buckle it and keep falling, like change a direction to fall, I can move. Even when it seems like you can't move from a position.
Can you do the movement of the feet a little bit slower so I can follow exactly what you're doing?
he's kind of falling into it.
No, I understand, but
Correct.
I'm trying to grab.
Right.
So,
So this leg has all my weight.
right,
It falls forward, and I catch my fall basically.
right, okay.
Okay, so now they are going for this leg, and I was boom, there. My legs have to be, sorry, I have to do this from the beginning to see where I'm at.
I've forgotten all of it already.
So you open on the left.
We're taking it from the top. Hold on.
All right, and they're
Yes,
going, so they're actually going for the front leg then, probably. Right,
Yeah.
They're gonna cut from the inside of the front leg.
What?
Because they're gonna be to your left.
Yeah.
Yeah, your left
They're
is,
gonna be
Correct.
cutting you from the left.
your left is open here.
okay, so I'm there, I'm falling, cutting, I should still be like the back of the front leg that I cut, I think. Because I'm falling,
No, they're on your left side. Because they're going to their right, which is your left.
Right.
They're falling onto their right leg, and moving to the right.
Right.
which would be that way.
Yes.
Which means that the only thing I can catch with my sword would be the front of the back leg. Or the back of the front leg, sorry. Because that's the only thing that's open, right?
No.
Hold on a second. Before, your move was you were on, the weight was on the back right
Correct.
leg,
Yeah.
and you fell and moved.
So you'd be
So you
be
still
moving
have a
this way.
forward. And my sword right now is here, here.
Yeah,
Right.
so they're swinging at you from their right hand towards their left, which is basically to your left knee.
correct.
Yes, my
So it
left
cuts
knee-
that way, right? Correct? Well, that's how it would cut.
No, the other way. The inside of your right knee is being struck, essentially.
That's not the way that's
Huh?
that's not the direction the person's falling with their right leg. They're not falling that way. They're not falling to my right. They're falling to my left because their right leg gives.
To your left. Yeah, that's
Yes,
correct.
that's right, that's right.
But in order for them to strike, they're striking you from that direction, right?
Correct. So
Strike.
right. So this would get hit. Boom.
How?
As they move. As they move.
So
As
look,
they move.
why don't you?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I am striking Calvin on his front left leg.
Correct. And you're basically hitting the side or the back of it, right? So it goes that
But
way.
now, that's the move I just did. So now you're doing a response to that.
Cool.
Your right leg is forward.
Yeah, your right leg.
My right leg is forward.
Forward. So my right leg is forward. So this is why if Ruth were striking, she'd have to hit the back of my left leg or the inside of my front leg.
Which would turn me this way.
Yeah. Look, there's no way she can strike on the outside of my right leg from my left side.
So all right, let's
No, as she moves there.
let's run through it. The two of you,
Okay.
like, because you are together, right? You can
Yeah.
do it together. So they come in for showman. One person
So-
draws to
Oh,
stop
we're all the same move together? Okay.
it, or to yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We've dropped.
Yep.
They come for our neck.
Yep.
We step back.
Yep.
We turn. Our
Yep.
right leg steps forward.
Yep.
They're gonna cut for the back of it, back of my front leg. They're gonna as they step off.
Okay, so that's the part that we missed.
Okay, so
That's the
here-
part that we missed.
So I am here, right? No, you do the,
It's probably best to start start from the beginning because then we know our feet are right.
you're doing the footwork that Gary was talking about. Get your,
Oh, so you want me to do that?
And you're swinging for that leg best you can. You don't have to go to the ground, but yeah,
I see. I see.
okay,
that's the only thing you can hit. Like that falls.
right.
You're falling a little different than I'm saying,
Well,
but
yeah, I know. I have a
So we
couch.
have a couch.
Yeah.
I can't get past.
so it.
Okay, so here.
And that should, like, if they connect with it, that should kick that leg out.
Sure.
Yeah.
If they connect.
Sure. Okay. Okay, I get it now. Sorry. Yes. So the cut. Yes, the cut is actually this way. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We were thinking the cut was like that.
Yeah.
So you've cut there. So now I am going to try and drop back before the cut occurs and hope that I can get behind their hand as it goes past.
Behind my hand as it goes. Yep. So like this, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
by withdrawing the target basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
And what this shows me is that I can shift and then take the leg that's light and drop it with the other leg. And I can use that to suppress if I want, because there'd be a lot of weight. Or cut. Alright, so what's the next move, Kelvin? I think you're up.
Well, I think that I want to do something with the force that they're giving me, because they're giving me this downward force almost onto in the direction of my wrist or my blade. Hopefully my wrist isn't there. Hopefully they need to catch my blade and they suppress.
Yep.
And so I'm going to try to figure out how to balance that in a way that's productive, essentially. Hold on, I want to see where my feet are when I do this drop.
Okay.
So your high knee stays the same, right, when you do the dropping thing?
So,
Yeah.
they've turned it. My leg is back. I drop. So now
Sorry,
the other leg is forward.
The guy who does the falling and catching of himself.
Correct. The right leg comes forward. It's in back at the start. The leg buckles and falls forward, and I catch myself.
Yeah.
I see.
And from
So-
here,
You're,
I drop.
Right.
yeah, you dropped back.
I left foot front.
Right. Before the cut came, you dropped back like you saw it coming,
Right,
and you're trying to catch the back of his hand.
right.
Sure.
I have an
I
idea.
think, no, I think that, well, I'm trying to figure out what to do
Right.
on this side too.
Yes.
And I think that I can use the push of their weight actually to give me a way to bounce back.
Okay.
To the right or to the left?
I think to the left so that I'm not in danger of the sword and out of the blade. I don't know if it's realistic that I can do that, but it feels like I did.
I had an idea
Okay, go for it.
for what you're doing. So where, put me in that position. I want to give
Okay, so,
in many ways more than one. Yeah,
so I've done this.
right.
You need to do the fall away first, just so that I.
Okay, so I am here, right? And then I've got that part I
You're
don't
gonna
know.
strike this as you. This as you fall away. Yep. And I'm going to.
Pull back. Pull your legs back, like so you fall backwards, and try and get behind it. Yeah.
Right. So from here,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of pressure on the blade, on the front side.
Your right foot's gonna be forward now.
My right foot is forward, which is even better. Because there's a lot here, then what I want to do is I'm gonna drop my weight here and go up.
Oh, wait a moment.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, wait a moment. I'm the opposite way around. That's impossible.
So I have,
They've just
so
gone.
what I like to do. So I have,
They've
this
gone
is where I
bad.
am. Right, so the knife is, the sword is a little bit to the left here, right?
Mhm.
So I am going to drop my weight. So I am trying to keep this thing here, not moving. So not pushing up or not down. I drop and I forward.
Okay.
Hi.
And then what's the response, Kelvin?
What is that?
Then what's the response, Kelvin?
I don't know, I didn't think of the, I really do want to do a drop where I go down onto my knees. And this might be the opportunity, so let's do that again.
Let's do
I
this
want to
direction.
figure out the physics of this too. So, I've done this. I'm going to bring my foot down as you strike. I'm going to bring it back. And in this kind of crisscross position almost, you do your thingy. Right.
I'm super open, you can just cut my stomach up.
Right, well, that might be a
I know, but I didn't think about that.
but we can return essentially to Gary's first move and physically drop as the arm comes up.
Okay. Yeah. And boom,
Mortal Kombat!
boom.
See, I told you I wanted to beat you.
That goes there.
Swing your leg out.
So they're coming for my leg, right?
Yeah.
Boom. And now you're saying they're coming in to strike, and you're coming off to the right, correct? To drop.
Oh. No, actually, well, so the thing is that there's a lot of pressure at this point, right? So is your left foot forward as well for this one, or is your
No, my
My
right
right
foot
is.
was forward.
Oh, I see. So your blade's gonna be out.
Yep.
So
Hands are crossed.
I want to figure it because I'm doing it instinctively differently. Where for the
Okay, I hit your leg.
no, let's go back up to the.
This is getting to be a very complicated kata.
It's not that complicated. It's like 5 moves.
Yep.
So I push in with so yeah. Let's start with the block because this is where the action is. So I come forward. I do this.
Your block is wrong foot. Right, so remember, it's a draw, block, same side, step back, block.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Then I turn,
Okay.
step in.
Yeah.
They go
Okay.
for the leg. I draw back.
Okay.
They're going to hit me in the face now.
I see. Okay, so let's do that part. So, oh, I see. So we started reverse. That's all.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it was. So I need to drop back, strike, and then you go for my leg. What do I do?
You pull your leg back as much as possible.
My feet are reversed. Oh, right, because I'm changing feet when I shouldn't for the thrust.
Okay, so let's go from the beginning. Like, completely from the beginning, right? The blade turns upside down. I draw, coming forward.
Yep.
I drop without any change to my feet.
Right.
My front foot steps back to block again.
Yep.
So they've come for the side, I've blocked. I turn my hips, and now my back foot steps forward.
Okay, so there's a step.
Yes, they
So
come for that front leg,
Leg forward.
Yeah.
and I drop everything back to
Okay,
try and
well,
get
yeah,
behind it.
Okay, that's the thing. The strike for the right leg was coming from the other side.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out this because that's the hardest part of this kata essentially is that strike from the uke. It's for me it's the hardest.
Okay.
So maybe I can be uke. Or
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I think
I need to grab another coat. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's a little chilly out here.
Well, because I'm supposed to
So-
figure out the next what technique you use. So you're gonna strike.
Yep.
I'm going to go up the grid.
You're
I'm
good.
going to get out of the way and cut here.
by just here.
And then you're going to get
It's awesome.
Under
this. And you're going
to the right side.
On the carpet.
Yep.
you're coming out of it. Here.
You turn and go for the neck.
What? Wait, so what do you do here?
You turn your hips, bring the blade in, and step for the neck.
Yeah,
And
and
yes,
here it is. Okay. So from here,
your back leg falls off to the side because you're now back.
Oh, yeah, there's no turning around. That's the thing.
oh, okay. So tell me how to go.
So this back and then
So
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to step away a moment. Okay. Is
Okay.
they're gonna pay Morgan? He's done.
Okay.
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 See ya.
So
So here,
the back leg falls and becomes the front leg as you slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had this part reversed.
yeah, it
Okay.
was right. Okay.
So,
So here,
it's not real bad. We can figure it out. So here, now you do the elbow thrusting.
Yep.
Oh, so you're gonna go to the other side to do it.
uh,
Is that how it works?
I think so. Here. So yes, I cannot go to that side. So from here, I drop and go in.
Basically giving up the blade to strike. Right? The blade falls so that you can strike forward.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right here.
Okay. So now my right foot is forward. I see. So that's very different.
I mean, you can still do the move you're talking about. It's just a little different.
Yeah. So in some ways, if I'm in this position, then I do want to be here, essentially.
You don't even need to. I mean, the dropping is good, but if you drop just a little bit less, you have me right here. You can actually do that from under the armpit.
By the way, when you do the press, which direction is the blade?
So I've blocked there, blocked there.
Keys.
Right. You're talking about, right. I've blocked, I've stepped back. This turns.
Your right foot's forward. Your right foot's forward, you've done the thrust.
Yep.
The blade is to your left. Now as you come from your leg and you move your leg out of the way and you drop, you block, are you turning the blade or are you keeping it in the same direction?
I'm just,
Depends on your body is.
I'm really just keeping it. I'm really just trying to get my leg out of the way.
Right.
I'm not blocking, I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is pulling it back and hoping I can cut the other side of their hand as the blade goes past.
Drop and you put your weight on.
Yeah, that's the suppressing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the blade is to the outside. Okay.
The blade should always be in the direction of the body.
So right now, the back of my blade is that way, to my
Yeah.
right,
I'll come back later.
because they should be over here.
Yep.
Right.
Well, they're no.
Because they fell this direction. And as they're falling, they're cutting from my leg. I pull back and try and get to the other side of their hand.
Oh, I see. Right. So the blade is still facing that's right.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, right.
Okay.
Which is like this.
Right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
So then Ruth is dropping her tip to come in to strike.
Yep.
Which is
I actually would really like to drop forward.
Yeah, I like that. And Kaita
So-
the shit out of me.
you're turning,
And I can
right?
see the end. Drop forward and cut, and she does a roll and gets out of it, and then we're done.
So there.
Yeah.
From this kind of cat stance, you're falling forward and under.
Yeah.
And turning.
Yeah. And what does that teach you about dropping?
That it's up to
Sacrifice.
the other person.
You can use it as a sacrifice.
Okay.
It's the sacrifice variation of dropping, rather. You can, essentially what it is actually is that as one part of your body drops, another part of your body rotates and rises. So it's almost like a rotational drop.
Okay. So you're learning that with a drop, it doesn't have to be a line, it doesn't have to be vertical, it can have a curve.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a line, it can be round.
Okay.
And your blade doesn't actually change orientation. You're just behind the blade the whole time, like a wheel.
I mean, if I just come to the side, it has to turn with me. Because I'm coming up under the arm.
You are already under the arm.
Yeah, you start off under the arm, don't you?
Yeah, the blade is facing,
I've cut them, they're right here.
Yep.
They drop their blade and come in on this side to hit me. Which
Yep.
means
Right.
I am here.
Oh, I see. You're using the hilt, but you're turning on the hilt.
Correct.
I'm actually not even turning on the hilt. I'm coming under and around.
So I would have to then fall off to the side.
Yeah.
well, actually, his hilt is also turning. It's just a matter of where he's putting his attention. I think he's putting his attention on the front of the sword, and but it's the same idea. It's the same movement. The way
Okay.
I'm looking at both of you, the same thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I see that.
But one thing that I am curious, you guys have both much younger knees, and one thought that I have is that leaving the back leg off the floor, which is the way that both you and Calvin are doing, and turning your body and moving forward, puts a lot of torque into the back knee. And I am thinking that perhaps this is a good idea to actually bring both feet on the floor and use, so this is about why dropping. In this case, you're dropping both of them, so you really have the ability to turn on your knees and throw. I think it's a stronger and
So they come in.
But it's slower. And
you can bring them together. Actually, the front goes first, but then instead of keeping that one back
yeah.
in a really big, long kind of stance,
Yeah.
just bring it, yes, and then you can much easier turn the body, I think.
But I think physically that's a harder thing to do
Oh, you
because
think so?
you end up dropping the weight onto your knees.
For me, it's harder, but
Yeah.
Can I try the movement?
Yeah. Because I think you'll find it's actually not as hard as it looks with the leg from the back because you have no weight on the back.
Okay, so let's.
Let's do it from the top. So you're going to be nage. I'll be the bouquet.
I don't remember the moves.
Okay, so the
so
Yeah, no, that's what I remember.
draw,
Okay, so I drop, I,
bounce off the
here.
ground and draw. Yeah. Now you go to the side. You step back and go
yes, here.
no.
for the second one.
Oh, okay. So here.
Yep.
And then I just shift.
Turn and step with your right leg to cut him in.
Here. Okay.
He falls, goes for the knee,
And I come here.
and you bring your front leg back and try and get to the back of whatever
What
you
do
can.
I thought that this is the one that he goes for my throat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for your. He's just telling you your position.
Yeah, I know that he's doing my position. So from here, you don't want me to be with my right foot forward?
No, your right foot is forward.
The right foot's
Oh.
forward, but it's like a cat stance. Like you've pulled
Oh,
everything
I see.
back as much as possible.
Right.
And then
We're gonna go here.
So you just drop the front of your blade and strike in. Yep.
And then so what you're saying is here. And there. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought.
it's because you're all here,
Right.
so your back leg's not really holding weight. It's just balancing.
Cool.
Sorry, we ended kata.
Well, I mean, technically that's not an end. It could change.
That's true.
Like they're coming up underneath, so I've just I've struck probably, that leg, because it drops that leg. They're coming up and underneath.
Yep.
And I can actually go with it and cut again if I want.
That's true.
Like no kata really has an end. Even the like ASU ones where you're standing like this, it's not ended.
Yeah.
That's why you don't just like let it drop, because you need to be able to do something.
That's right.
And technically, it should be dangerous to them. Either way that you turn the blade, it should be dangerous.
Yeah.
Right. Well, one sensei has a lot of katas that it actually starts from this position.
Oh,
Not katas moves, right? So getting the center line,
Yeah.
right, and then this way,
likes the isolated.
this way.
He likes the isolated
This
wrist
way.
movements.
Yeah, but it's a good practice.
Yep. So yeah, their blade's right there, and you should be able to, if they start to press it, knock it off, and then come in or do something.
And you have to say, knock it off.
Exactly. Okay.
Knock it off.
So that is a way to build a kata, based on whatever theme you want.
Crowdsourced stuff.
So that was,
Great,
yeah,
great adventure.
the point was that Sensei used to be able to create on the spot, and we should all probably be able to.
Right. Well, no, I was just going to say that creating on the spot should be a very intuitive thing if you understand the movements and the principles and the tool you're working with. You should always what is. I mean, you can play this like chess, right, and already calculate whatever moves you're going to be doing afterwards. But you can also just go one by one and figure out at which particular moment, where do you have freedom, where can you generate power, where do you have control and good target, right? So that should be really easy. I think that what's really difficult is, first of all, remembering and recreating, so figuring out how you can recreate the moves, because if it is kind of truly instinctive, it should change every time and not become a kata, because it will change depending on the infinitesimal change that your partner has made.
Yeah, in reality, it would change. You don't have a kata.
Right.
But this is a way to study a concept, and hopefully, like we were doing, with every motion you do, like this, I can fall. I learned how to fall. I learned that if I fall further, I bounce a little bit.
Right.
I can fall and shift my weight from leg to leg.
Right.
I can fall, which frees up a leg so I can step. Like all of these things, every time you do a step with that concept, you should find something new from it. So then, all you do is you start out with, I'm going to do a kata, I'm going to make a kata, this is a concept I want to work on, and see what actually happens. And you get all this new information.
Right.
We can't see you though, Calvin, so it's a little hard. There we go. Get a little more of the picture there. Okay.
Under, yep. Well, Yokomen, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
But when he was, the point was when he was making all this stuff up, he was improving whatever he was working on. So every step we took taught us something new about dropping that we could then bring back into everything else.
Yeah.
You can take any one of those things that we learned, or all of them, and put them into your technique. or start to put them into the kata itself. So here, I was originally just dropping, but I learned that if I drop enough, I can bounce a little, so I can start that bounce a
Yeah.
little sooner. I can also immediately start to fall in a shift because I know my leg's going to move. And so on and so on and so on. So now each piece starts to have everything else in it, and I should learn another thing when I do it.
Okay, has it done?
No. So as you drop, it goes upside down.
Yeah,
And
it's
but it's an upward slice.
Oh, I see.
it's a draw that's not used very often, but it can catch people by surprise, basically.
Yeah. But you're sliding their wrist as they come.
Yep.
Cool. I like that draw.
So you need to be really careful here with the life blade, right? Because this is above the suba here, right? Or maybe you don't even have it, but as you turn,
It starts.
so
So
Starts
When-
this way.
when you use this with an actual blade, as it's turning, your thumb presses it and it starts to fall, and everything comes out
right,
and it comes up.
got it. So you turn at the very end.
Yep.
As it goes out of that, got it.
Well,
Okay, but
I mean, it's turning, so I start the turn at the very top,
right,
and at the
Right.
bottom, it's upside down.
right.
Because if I just turn it, they know what I'm doing, kind of a thing.
Right,
They should be thinking that I'm just going to draw,
right,
Right.
which changes everything,
right.
because it's a different kind of motion.
And they're expecting the blade to be on the other side of the knife. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's an unusual draw. When I did Iaido, I think there were 1 or 2 katas that did it, but not, most of them didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then every time you do it, you should learn something new,
Right.
because you start bringing all of it back into each piece.
You're using, because you're incorporating each piece you just learned, you mean?
You're incorporating each part that you learned, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so the bounce off the ground, the shift of the weight to another, the shift so they can free up a limb. For here it was, I don't remember what that was. That was so you could turn.
We're pulling a fast one.
That was so you could turn. You
Yes.
learned that it freed up your ability
yes,
to turn.
Yes, exactly.
James like, sure, yeah.
You got it.
And then I learned that I could free up a limb and then drop on with both of them.
Yeah.
And even then, like there's a drop in both legs, but this leg is lighter.
Right.
So you can control how much weight goes to which one as both drop. And then it's that you could fold a sacrifice, basically.